Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's up?
One of us had a birthday recently. I don't want to dime anybody out, but I think it was Kenny.
God, I can't believe that's still like a topic. I guess we didn't podcast
Because we didn't stream. Yeah, we didn't.
So I went to a concert that
How dare you?
I had. It was a previous engagement. Like, I had agreed to go to this concert earlier in the year. I am not knowledgeable about the bands or anything, and it so happened to be on that Wednesday. So I wasn't actually doing like a birthday thing. It just was like a thing I planned on doing on a Wednesday because it's not a podcast day historically. So I
Joke's on you.
So I saw Death Cab for Cutie and the Postal Service.
Yeah, you did.
I guess so. I learned a lot about these bands and the significance. There's a high degree of significance over this tour. It's like 20-year anniversary tour for these guys, and I even saw like our boy Bloodbeard. He went to them to see them in Georgia, like the day before I saw them. So apparently, a lot of people like these bands. And then I started Googling about the bands, and I was like, wait, the same fucking band. Because I was making this joke where I was like, yo, I'm going to go see this band, Death Cab for Postal Service. And then I'm like, wait a minute. They're the same singer, like two other bandmates in common. And I guess he did Death Cab for Cutie as like his 90s like grind project. Went platinum, of course. And then the Postal Service was this like side project. And he's like a DJ and shit. It's crazy. It's wild. And so I now understood the significance of this anniversary tour because both bands playing the same venue at the same time is a kind of a big deal for the fans of the bands, right? Because like that means this guy would have to get up there, perform an entire set, as vocals, go back 15-minute intermission, and come back out and do a whole nother set with another band that has some commonality. And then for the encore, both bands are on stage doing some nonsense. So even though like I never bought either one of these albums, I'm aware of their existence, like because they were popular while I was alive. I still immensely enjoyed myself and found it to be a very positive experience to see how all the true fans of these entities reacted to them while in attendance. And it was pretty chill venue. We were at the Orlando Stadium, the basketball stadium.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's chill. And here's the best part about the whole concert. It's like, I was like, all right, man, this is going to be intense. I get there and it's just like a bunch of 40-year-olds like me. I was like, oh, yeah.
They've actually never been home. They've been following them around all this time for 20 years.
Just a bunch of 40-year-olds just chilling, no rowdiness whatsoever, dude. It was just like the most organized, the most not stressful concert experience of my life. So that's what I did.
I'm supposed to go and see a Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins concert this summer.
That'll be a banger for people of your age bracket.
No, people of a certain age. And I'm wondering what the scene's going to be like there.
Oh yeah, 40-year-olds.
I could see where there'd be a bunch of 40-year-olds probably wondering why I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I saw the occasional like teenager there, but that teenager's parents were dragging him to it. Think about that. Think about that shit.
Oh, how the turntables.
Like super embarrassed teens to be at this concert. So we got a lot. Well, actually, that's a lot. We don't have much to talk about tonight. The only thing of significance that's occurred since the last time we podcast was the Militarum Field Manual dropped. Points. We I actually did get to play the little Rogue Trader tournament. Got to take the Lord of Skulls out for a little test drive, generating Hobbit momentum, as I've been talking about on my Instagram marketing campaign right now. So that was fun. But we're going to try to make an interesting podcast out of like not that much content. So what better way to start than with a Would You Rather by rolling out to Wyatt's Cave of Wonders.
Yeah. Would you rather never understand a single joke for the rest of your life or laugh at anything anyone ever told you?
I feel like that would be annoying.
That's brutal. So basically, like,
Do you have the physicality for that? Would you get magic genie stamina? Because like,
yeah,
laughing is like exercise.
Do I have to
man.
develop my own? Like, could you kill me by just straight?
No, it's not like Joker syndrome, dude. It's like
what?
you'll be fine.
Like, is there a captcha for this? Like, I don't want, you know.
Yeah, like as in like, does my laugh scale to the actual objective humor of the statement? Like, it's just gonna be like a light chuckle, rolling chuckle as you tell me your grocery list, or is it gonna be like a full belly laugh, or is it random?
I would say like whatever is like the most embarrassing outcome is what happens.
God damn it! It's always shit your pants.
Yeah.
Laugh so hard you shit yourself. Damn it.
Yeah.
Whatever's most inappropriate.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Whatever is required to be considered inappropriate. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's a good way to state it.
Because chuckles, just a chuckle could be inappropriate in many places.
Mm-hmm.
But not laughing at anything anyone ever said makes me basically like my dad. Like, you can't even troll him. He doesn't understand jokes. He thinks everything's like literal. I get that guy going, and my mom's like, Gordon, he's messing with you. He's joking. He's making this shit up. After I got him going off for like 15 minutes about electric cars, you know?
Just got to wind them up to let them go sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Do it when I know it's funny, though. And I'm incapable of laughing. Or I would, or if
No,
I
you wouldn't
lost,
understand it.
I just don't understand the humor.
Yeah, like he has zero sense of humor.
Am I aware of the fact that I don't know when something's funny now?
No.
Well, that's good, because half the time, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, did I pass that threshold yet? Like, I'm always worried about that.
Am I going to be like, fuck, it's happening. This is either funny or not funny, and I'm not understanding that. Or am I just going to never understand it?
No, you just wouldn't understand it.
Fuck.
That's it.
Well, at least it doesn't matter at that point. I think
it's still like
I would do that.
Socially debilitating.
Can I say jokes?
No, you wouldn't understand any joke. So like even you telling a joke, like you wouldn't understand that it's funny.
Could someone write me jokes?
I mean, physically, like I guess, but again, like without an understanding of it, I don't even think telling a joke would be funny. Because like you wouldn't understand, you would be like saying something, but you wouldn't understand like the punchline. Like you wouldn't.
I think I can make that work though. I'll take never understand. I'll take the I can't laugh one. I don't understand.
Why?
I don't understand humor anymore. I think I can work with it.
Just gonna take like social clues off people or something.
I find it challenging. I think I can work with. I think I can work it. Because right now I understand comedy. I understand there's an angle for deadpan.
Sure.
And so like, I feel like just me, no joke, still talking like me is even funnier.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like I can make that work. That's what I pick.
That's fair.
I think I go the other way. I burn the calories. I don't know. Like when you laugh in a room, like people are like, "Oh shit, what's he laughing about?"
You're at a funeral, someone's reciting the eulogy, and you're going to be chuckling the whole time.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to like police yourself socially. Like, you're not gonna be able to go to certain things.
Yeah, you're gonna have to just bow out of certain things. Like,
be like,
I can't.
Nah, it's not gonna work for me.
I don't go to funerals. I don't. You'll always cancel on funerals.
You're like, I don't do funerals. I don't do weddings. Could you imagine?
Oh yeah, Kara Quinn says like laughing at a cop. Cop's like, do you know how I pulled you over? Oh shit, this is gonna go poorly.
Be like, sir, before we start, I need you to read this statement. It's a prepared statement.
You're like laughing in his face as you hand him this card. Oh my god.
You have these like socially acceptable cards, like you gotta carry around. That would definitely.
You're gonna have your own challenges, Rob.
That's life, man. That's life.
Good one, Wyatt. Oh. Rob gets the shit beat out of him. He gets pulled over for like something super. Hey, I noticed your blinker was out. I saw it from the front, from not the back. I'm just here to, be really nice to you as a cop for once and tell you that, that's not safe. And, continue on your day, citizen. And you're just like, yeah, laughing in his fucking face. Escalates.
That escalated quickly.
Escalates.
Sure, you'll appreciate that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we got some news and some 40K topics.
Yes. Well, let's talk about pricing. It's the big White Dwarf 500.
Oh yeah, the collector. So do you think they think this is it, right? Like they're probably gonna stop making these after this year, probably.
I don't know. I mean, that's we joked about the GW Insider there with all those things that were on 4chan, but like realistically, you could make a lot of the same inferences just taking contextual clues about what's going on at Games Workshop, right? So like maybe, I mean, and I noticed this today. I was at the doctor's, right? And I looked around. I'm in the waiting room. I looked around. I was like, maybe there's a magazine I can read because I'm sick of being on digital things all the time. Not a single magazine in the doctor's office, and everybody's on their phones. And I'm like, yep, that makes sense. And I go downstairs to get my labs. Same deal. Not a single magazine in sight.
So you're saying that White Dwarf should start advertising hospitals?
I think White Dwarf would do good digitally. Unfortunately, they had a problem with that in the past that they couldn't make it work format wise. The people that had a subscription, it just took up too much space. So they had some challenges there. Now, I don't know enough about that technology to be like it's improved or it's unfeasible at this point. I don't really know. I mean, they could even turn it into some sort of online content magazine thing that people would go to Games Workshop site, but I can't imagine that their traffic is not suffering with the lack of anything news wise as far as that goes. So I don't really know what the solution is or the reasoning to continue White Dwarf. I think maybe they just wanted to get to issue 500. I don't know. Maybe this is all pure conjecture and they're just going to keep going. Right? It's a difficult time for imprint media, that's for sure. But that issue's coming out. The White Dwarf miniature himself, which looks pretty fresh, and it kind of comes apart, and you can build a little base and everything, which is neat. That guy's like $40. The Dark Time Miniatures game, even though all of those miniatures are existing miniatures and not a single one was created for the actual game itself. I think that it's kind of cool to see. It kind of looks like it plays a little bit like Warhammer Underworlds with the hexes and things. And stores can get it, which is great. It is $110, and it does seem like it's going to be at some big box stores as well. So it'll be out there probably. Then they got some Legion Imperialis releases. You know, if you've been waiting for the Dracosin, the Dreadnought Drop Pods, the Stormhammers, or the Legion Fast Attacks, they got you covered. Also, the Nemesis, Warbringer Nemesis Titan that was supposed to be out a few weeks ago has finally emerged. And some Orc and Goblin tribes for Warhammer Old Worlds is out too. So that's as far as the GW releases. Now, independence-wise, lots of cool stuff. Monument Hobbies put out their, what do they got? We got them here live. We got the Rogue Hobbies, the Pro Signature Series, the Pro Acrylic 5, 6, and 7. Even the Adepticon Spray team's got theirs, and Flame On Minis. I think that's your boy, right? Don't you talk to him a lot, Kenny?
Talked to him once.
Okay. Well, there we go.
I can't advocate for him being a really good guy, though.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he used to post a lot in our Facebook hobbies group.
He's a god tier NMM blender by hand.
Oh yeah, very impressive stuff.
Yeah.
Very, very, very impressive.
So that
stuff.
and that kit is like his gold NMM stuff. Like that's like
I mean they got to the your yellow to dark browns and then your pale yellow in here. It's perfect. It's like basically your NMM kit.
Yeah,
looks really good. And if you want the bright poppy colors, you know, you got the Rogue Hobbies.
Yeah, Rogue Hobbies
here.
is secretly like the next level painting box.
On this subject, I'm once again asking Jason to reach out so that we can make a Taco Bell flavor themed paint box.
The Baja Blast set?
Yep. I'll get him eventually.
I'm behind it. I'll advocate for you, bro. So that stuff's cool. Also, they started shipping out another batch of their Go bags too. So if you missed out on those, any of them, they got more of those going out. Night Hobbies unveiled the details in the official pre-order for the Game of Thrones skirmish game, which looks pretty fresh. It's got a starter and 3 expansion sets, so you can add on to your things there. It looks like they're going to be in COCast, but the models look great. LVO announced their official dates, January 16th through 19th of 2025. Sounds weird to say at this point, but here we are. And that will be back at the Rio. I think it's all done and ready to go. Hey, knock it off.
LVO was at the Rio.
Yeah, but isn't the Rio and the Tropicana, and then didn't they like change? Like I haven't been out there in years, so
like the Rio got bought out by some. Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah, and then like they remodeled.
It doesn't matter. It's the same place. Like
okay, all right, fair enough.
The same place. People don't like the place. People don't like it.
Oh, people don't like it.
No.
Rob, you would love it. There's apparently a cat infestation at the Rio.
I don't know if those two words go together.
I saw a news story on it one time, and I was like, "Well, I was there. I didn't see a single cat, but apparently there's like a large." I don't know what a colony of cats.
I believe it's called a clouder.
Yeah, of house cats have just taken over the Rio.
Packs of wild cats have taken over every major city in Nevada.
Jeez, I don't know what to say to that.
No, yeah, people are not happy with the Rio. So like, it used to be at Bally's, which Bally's sucks real bad. It's the official casino of old ladies smoking cigarettes at 6 a.m. while gambling at slot machines.
Nah, that was. I mean, that was the other one that we went to for. What was the name of the place we went to for the team event? That was like way off of the strip. That was like.
I think Bally's smells more like cigarettes. I mean, I remember sitting in an elevator with a guy who was bleeding out of his head with stitches, swaying because it was the football game weekend. And like, so this guy obviously just got a bar fight, got his head clocked, got it sewed up, and he was back at the casino, drunk as shit, bleeding in the elevator. That's Bally's.
Okay.
Weird. I think I saw somebody get suplexed at Bally's. Like Bally's, it smells like cigarettes, and people are on the slots smoking cigarettes, drinking beers at 6 a.m. But
I mean,
it's more accessible to the strip access, which people like. And even though I don't care about that, I would like to go out to dinner once or twice without having to fucking necessarily Uber in a really inconvenient way, you know. And the Rio's across the highway, which makes it super annoying to get access to the rest of the strip. And the casino is like such a long walk. Walking to the goddamn place to actually play your goddamn minis.
Yeah.
It makes you not want to go back up to your room or go back to play. It's so far.
Okay.
So far. So like nobody likes it.
Well.
But it is a classier joint than Bally's with classier eateries and stuff.
Yeah. They got cats. It's pretty cool.
And they got cats.
I mean,
every room comes with a complimentary cat. Take it or leave it.
You sold me on the cats.
So we'll see LVO 2025. Got it.
Yep. Happening soon. 2025 and near you. So there's that. And then Joy Toy announced their official pre-order for the very first Tyranid figures, which I think it was just a Termagant and a Warrior, but they look good.
They look cool.
I think some people are definitely going to be happy. Me, I'm waiting on the Imperial Knight still. Give me. Not so much on the price, but give me on the rest. I'm thinking. So there is that. Now, I did want to mention Squad Marks. And Kenny talked about this at Adepticon. They've come out with the official set that you can make all the 10th edition Leviathan missions, setups, layouts out of, and they, it's the pop-up stuff with the magnetize, it folds out and then it magnetizes together. And it also comes with the pre-cut acrylic bases. So, you can put them down over your table and you still got your dope mats. You can still get that immersion and everything and still see where your boundaries are that you can walk by. But these things are like $100. And it fits in a box, like no joke, like this big. Like Kenny had it in his bag. And yeah, I don't want to talk bad about Kenny. I mean, Kenny's bag's kind of small.
It's a regular backpack. JS4 backpack.
Like straight out of the 90s.
I thought what they were doing at Adepticon was pretty cool with the layouts, where the layouts were on like neoprene mats that matched the table mat.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just said they were see-through acrylic.
Well, no, Squad Marks has you can get it comes with the acrylic now, and then you put the terrain pieces onto the acrylic. The shapes where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, and then I was just saying, like, that's cool and all. I just remembered that we played on the Squad Marks terrain at Adepticon, but for the tournaments, what they had was those like neoprene footprints instead of the acrylic footprints. I thought that looked really cool.
I don't know. So I think they have that for like trees and stuff, but I don't think
all the ruins. Like when we were running the doubles, like all the tables we had the rectangles and stuff made out of neoprene that matched the tables.
Oh, that wasn't Squad Marks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that wasn't Squad Marks. But I mean, I think less than $100. Well, is it less than $100? Let me go over here and look at the article. But I think for the price, it's really hard to beat at this point. Like that just seems really good. And they're really leaning into it. Yeah. So they're 112. We got a discount code. Use Spiky Bits, you get 10% off. But that's still pretty good. Now it is affiliate code. We do get a little spiff off that, but I mean, wouldn't talk about it unless it was dope. I'm hoping to get one of these soon so we can take a look at it. But yeah, I'm super sold on that. So keep that one in mind if you're looking for a way to keep up with all the layouts there, because you can pretty much, it looks like you can pretty much make all of them from what I'm seeing here. So that's the big stuff. Just still waiting kind of on more. Normally GW has a big preview this weekend. We haven't heard anything about previews. Pretty much not sure, besides 4th edition and Chaos Space Marines, what's super on the horizon. So maybe we'll see a preview announcement here soon for something coming up next week or two.
I'm sure you saw it making the rounds, but there was a picture. What do they call it? A photato picture of some new plastic warp spiders.
Yeah, I think that was pretty fake.
I also instantly thought the same thing. I was just wondering what your views on it were.
Yeah, I don't think that was real.
Called it photato.
Potato.
Yeah, wasn't it the meme that Games Workshop came out with? Like all those pictures were taken with like a fucking actual potato with like a lens jammed into it or something. Like the photato.
That was, yeah, that was something they said.
Did not realize that.
Yep. The potato.
Yeah.
But
I wish they would do more commercials. Like I still remember when they did the like little video where they were behind the scenes and they had that dude just like absolutely fucking spike a drop pod shattered all over the place. That shit was so funny.
Man, wouldn't it be awesome if they, I mean, if they started hitting their stride with actual legit commercials like that and they actually were syndicated on other platforms?
oh man, that would be something.
Yeah, it's always seemed weird to me that they don't do commercials.
Yeah.
Again, we're just all a bunch of passionate amateurs, you know?
Yeah, I mean, what do I know?
I know shit.
Bro, I mean, like, back in the day, toy companies used to make entire animated series just to sell their toys.
Just to sell their toys.
Bro, if He-Man can do it, dude, the He-Man toys look like dog shit. And, like, people love those. They love them.
People would, like, kill...
They collect them.
Yeah, Rob would, like, kill a man. A hardworking family man for a fucking... Yeah,
I'm not changing my stance. Those toys look stupid as fuck. But... to the people who are into them, they're the coolest thing of all time because of the TV show, which they're even making like new He-Man cartoons.
Which the TV show also sucked.
I mean, like, come on, GW, you could just make like a dope ass Saturday morning.
Well, they're trying.
I still don't think that series is like rock solid going to happen. Until we see stuff that's like this is in production, principal photography has begun,
but they haven't even.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
Schrodinger's GW show.
That's the problem is that they literally said in the update to investors, they're like, "Yeah, we're going to take a year and try to hash out the."
I don't know, like maybe Kenny like can back me up on this. So I think the reason that the story about this keeps getting brought up in like the Hollywood journalism scene is because the story is being circulated on purpose to try to drum up outside investment. I think they're in that stage where they're trying to get money to do this.
It's just a hot property to talk about for content creators too, you know?
No, I'm not talking about like YouTube hobos. I'm talking about like the actual magazines and news outlets that cover like Hollywood production stuff, because like they run that story and then it gets picked up by other outlets,
right?
That trickle down to all the hobos. And my theory is that the reason they keep doing that is because the idea is being pushed to try to get outside investment, like trying to build like, look, this thing's got all this hype. Like, and you want to buy in on this show. And because Amazon's not going to foot the bill for that. Like they pay for some of it, but all that stuff also has outside investment.
Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe it's going to take years and they just don't want to lose momentum.
Sure.
Or maybe they already have investors and it's going to take years and they want to make it seem like it's not. Like, I don't know. I'm also not 100% sold it's gonna happen either. Like, easier said than done to make a fucking multi-million-dollar per episode fucking Game of Thrones level fucking miniseries like this. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was easy, DC would have done it by now, you know, with their whole like universe.
Easier said than done, especially what we have one guy who we like, who likes 40K, who's super famous, who's an actor talking about how much he likes it. That's not going to make the show. You know what I mean? Like this, yeah. He doesn't make the show. He doesn't edit it, pull all the fucking departments together. So it's like, okay, cool. We got our star. That's tight. Easier said than done.
Yeah. Like, think of all the times that like people tried to get movies and stuff made by having like a star attached to it, and it still never happened.
Yeah.
And also, I don't care. I just like to play 40K. I've never watched one of the Warhammer TV animated series. I haven't seen it.
Some of them are good.
I mean, I know people tell me that they're great.
Dude, and it's like, the other part of me is like, it, no matter how cool it is, it could be the greatest fucking thing of all. It could be like better than, Fallout. It could be the dopest show ever, but it's still going to get so much like needless community backlash no matter what they do because of how fucking Warhammer nerds are. I mean, like Fallout was a smash hit, and that show is like legitimately really fucking good. And there was still a bunch of people that were like pissing and moaning about it because it wasn't as accurate to the fucking minutia of like the Fallout games as they wanted.
Turns out when shit hits a big screen, it changes a little bit. That's just the nature of the beast.
There was people bitching that like the lead was a girl, and it's like, bro, you've like literally always been able to pick a girl as your character for every Fallout. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, it's pretty solid canon. It's pretty solid canon. Fucking, I mean, I've only read like 2 GW novels, dude, like in 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, none of this matters to me. I just like the game. I like the cool looking models. I like the 6 paragraphs of fluff in the codex right next to the cool model I like. And I like to imagine the rest and construct and build armies and experience the joy of completionism and play.
Yeah. A lot of times our stories are way more interesting. Like the fact that Abaddon makes fucking moonshine and stares at his orb all day.
Fucking goddamn space hobo.
Yeah, dude.
Making toilet wine. The vengeful spirit.
So much cooler than what they're talking about.
Yeah, the space pilgrim is what they call him, dog. Fucking. Anyway, let's do a commercial break and let's talk about some of these rules changes.
Data.
For the best game aids and peripheral tools for wargaming, check out our friend J15games.com. From moon counters and dials to faction rule trackers, these are the coolest tools out there. Designed to be functional and intuitive, these tools help you stay organized and speed up your game. Their flagship product, the Nesting, Movement, and Combat tool, is absolutely amazing. A magnetized measuring widget that splits into 3 different sized tools for every situation. And you can get it in 8 different colors. J15 also offers custom ordered dice trays made from hardwood and leather. Check them out at j15games.com. That's j15games.com.
baronofdice.com, the official dice sponsor of the Long War podcast. Use promo code LONGWAR5 for 5% off. If you're looking for a superior dice manufacturer, then look no further than Baron of Dice. Custom artwork, faction representation, and crisp razor edge square dice. Remember to use promo code LONGWAR5. Again, that's baronofdice.com, the official dice sponsor of this podcast. And we're back. So, since we took our break, they dropped points. And I wrote down some stuff from earlier. So I think the most the thing we should circle back to first is the custodies. Now, we're not going to go over points updates. That's insane. GW actually does this amazing thing now where they put little arrows and shit.
Oh, man. It's like the best thing they've done in such a long time. So Holy cow.
Yeah, you can just glance at it now and you know if it went up or down. It's that easy.
Oh, such a good idea.
It's fucking amazing.
It's almost like they could have done this always. Like, it was so, you could have just like highlighted stuff green and highlighted stuff red.
Yeah.
It's a PDF document in there.
Genius.
Man.
So, but the custodies are something we talked about more recently because we actually didn't talk about the codex when it dropped. And then we talked about it kind of week after. But it was also the same week that we had, I'm trying to come up with a funny word that is like Custodes Gate. Muscle Mommy Gate. Something like that.
Jeez. The muscle mommies.
Like, so that's it. So we wanted to talk about the points that week, you know. So, but here we are. One of the conclusions we drew after we looked at some of the stratagem changes and, you know, a lot of their bread and butter techniques for winning on the tabletop were removed. And they lost a lot of defensive stacking while they still have strong characteristics that make them the burly badasses that they are. They lost a lot of the things that kept them really alive, really stuck in there, right? And they also lost like their fucking fights first shit, their advanced charge shit, a lot of spicy maneuvering stuff.
Yeah.
And so they have like a little bit more DPS sometimes and are easier to kill. So that's kind of the conclusion we drew, and we decided that, like, you know, this is one of those times that the community is probably right. Like, a lot of the Custodians community isn't filling the decks right now. And sometimes it's like, guys, you guys are overreacting, this and that. Now, okay, I can see that. It's a bit of a limp noodle, okay? Custodians seem to be a bit of a limp noodle, which is it's kind of rare in the modern era. Since like 8th to now, it's kind of rare that we get a limp noodle drop. And we speculated on why this may have occurred, et cetera, et cetera. But ultimately, Wyatt had brought up a point where it's like, well, in this situation, the balance has to come from the points. And the points seem to be like, you know, and then we had a breakdown. It's like 11% higher across the board or some shit like that. The points don't seem to match this rebalance. So they should probably go down. This is one of those situations. So the points did go down across the board. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing to bring up. Now, they didn't go down lower than they were index-wise. They just went back to that. Copy and paste. So a lot of people are still upset about that. But our analysis of the subject, we actually referenced a real-life incident with Robin Credis. Is that his name? He was he was like 7th edition game rules writer.
I think he still does all the rules.
Is he top tier right now?
I think he's one of them. Yeah, he doesn't go on the videos, but I think that's still what he's doing.
Well, in real life, this happened once at Innova in 7th edition. He observed in that edition how deep striking and charging worked, because you could essentially deep strike a smash captain on top of a building 9 inches away from the guy on the floor, and then charge 2 inches horizontally and make contact because of the fly keyword.
Mm-hmm.
So smash captains were a plague. Remember the list, double smash captains.
We all had one.
We had them. So he watched this playing out in like a top 8 game. It was like, that's illegal. He was there. Like, it's like, I don't know if he was even a judge or like was on the judge council, but he got proven wrong. He's like, it doesn't work that way. And he got proven that the rules do work that way. His own rules. And so what happened was he made a snap decision. We've said this in 40K, especially in the 7th to 6th edition era. GW made a lot of snap decisions. And now we chill now. It's like we chill a little bit, we make an adjustment. Chill a little bit, make an adjustment. So the snap decision he made that day broke the fly keyword until they fixed it again for like a fucking half a year or some shit. Mm. So like, this is a real life example. This happened of a snap decision. You're saying, oh, that is obviously broken. We need to fix that now. And when you snap fix it, you break it worse. Like you actually broke it. So them taking Custodes back to index points and not cheaper is the result of that. Because you could just snap say, okay, you're right, we need to make it way cheaper. We have no data to support that. That would be straight snap. We've got a new codex. Your points have been reset to the index. Go fucking nuts. Let's see if we need to change anything. That is actually a good decision. I applaud them for that. Thoughts?
No, I mean, I think we've said the snap decision thing just doesn't work ever.
Oh, that was 8th edition. I forgot. Like 8th edition is that? Yeah, no, that was 8th. Yeah, because we had detachments, command points.
No, it definitely was not 8th. It was.
No,
wait, hold on.
Yeah, we had command points.
2020 was 9th. Yeah, I guess it was 8th. Yeah,
I forgot.
It was before 2020.
Yeah. No, so 8th edition. Yeah. Sorry, we get our history correct.
Yeah.
Get our history. I was so animated here. I knocked down like 10 paints. I was like,
I think the thing that is good now is that they seem to be getting it. You know, they talked about it in the video when they dropped the points adjustments, is that they're going to do the balanced data slates every other time, but the points every time, because it's easier to dial in, and then, you know, put it on simmer, and then, you know, turn it all the way up.
Well, we have a good balance now, because remember back in the day, It seemed like they would change the points and not the rules. And then sometimes they would change the rules and not the points. And so when something is broken, usually have to change the words, not the points. And then they had a bad habit of changing the points and not the words. But then when we needed to just change the points, not the words. So now it seems like they've actually kind of got their stride and how to actually balance. And so they, like as Rob said, they're going to simmer it down or up with points and then look at words later if we need to, right? So we're in a much healthier balance state than ever before.
And they also added some new blood to the balance stuff. Like they filled that role. I forget the job title, but the grand poobah of game design. They filled that role with somebody who is not only someone who plays the game all the time, but somebody who plays the game at the competitive level for a number of years. So good things are coming as far as the balance of the game is concerned, and like how they're going to handle the MFM and the balance update patches.
Well, I'm hopeful for it. But, you know, the history has proven that a lot of folks don't make it.
I mean, but whatever they're doing, they're slow. Like as far as like all the business side, all the other shit that we talk about here, news wise, this is the game side, right? And the game is what brought us all together, right? And this is the healthiest that the like balance rotation has ever been. And we said that last edition and the edition before it. It keeps
for sure
being a trend. The way we're cycling indexes, the way we're fixing and balancing, it's never been this good before. Well, I like, I've mentioned that I think this anecdote here in the podcast before, but you guys all remember 6th edition is what like drove a lot of players away, remember?
Yeah, 6th and 7th.
6 is where it started, because what 6 introduced was the ally matrix. And on the ally matrix, you had Battle Brothers, Allies of Convenience, etc. If I'm refreshing anyone's minds, that's where Taldar came from. That's where all that nonsense came from. And so 6th edition dropped, got this ally matrix, and instantly there was a massive amount of imbalance in the game with the way universal special rules worked. Because many universal special rules, which we had pages of, say one model in the unit has unit benefits, right? And then some units had the same universal special rules of characters. So that's where you started creating these like custom, preposterously overbalanced nonsense armies. And a lot of people have the same story where they went to War Machine in 6th edition. Like War Machine got like basically arrived when GW made 6th edition. It like showed up and became a real popular game because people just said, fuck this game. So here's a funny story though. Like 6th edition was not bad. Had one problem. The ally matrix. What would GW of today do if they put out a rule book and then day one we all realize you have an ally matrix that had too much Battle Brothers happening and inappropriate Battle Brothers happening?
Probably just would have changed that.
They would just put out a fucking article that said, this is the new ally matrix. Play on, players.
Yeah.
It would have been a footnote in 10th edition. It would have been a footnote in 9th, a footnote in 8th. We wouldn't even remember it fucking happened. But it ruined the entire edition of 6 because GW hadn't grown into this position yet. So their only solution was to cancel the edition and start 7th edition. And then 7th edition imploded as well.
Mm-hmm. 7th was so much worse. Oh my God.
Like 7th was actually worse than 6 by the end. And part of it was the formations, which now they've kind of learned their lesson. Remember all the formations, but they were trying to sell those boxes, everything like that. So when they fucking just cut it, they said, no more. Index reset. We're done. Wash your hands of all this nonsense.
Dude, I ran into something the other day, just related to, it reminded me of 7th edition, where like Grey Knights have this interaction where they can kind of have complex wound allocation in squads. And it tilted me so bad. It made me so irrationally upset. I was like, we were done with this, but now it's back. For some reason, Grey Knights have complex wound allocation, and it's bullshit.
Yeah. So that doesn't happen anymore. GW's built this mechanic that we can survive even a rough launch. Like, look at how imbalanced 10th edition was, where they dropped all these indexes, but indexes with actual ability sheets, personalized stratagems, and army rules. Sounds a lot like a fucking codex. So they actually did the thing that everyone says, why don't you just release all the codexes at once? They did. Yep. And they showed you how impossible that is to balance. And it was imbalanced as all fuck. And then what do we do? Tweak it, balance, tweak it, balance, tweak it, balance. And they did it right. It's a footnote now. And so this data, these point changes, they're all healthy. Like, now we're going to have one that seems weird, but Necrons, right? They were the big boogeyman the last couple months, right? They got slapped up. Like, Technomancer went up. Satans all went up, except the Deceiver, Immortals, Cryptex, and the Monolith went up. Nightbringer went up straight up 40 points. Most Necron lists lost 1 or 2 units, and on average went up.
I don't even feel bad about the Satan. They deserve to get.
This is why, like, they got to get tweaked. And so most Necron lists lost on average about 100, 200 points. So now they're going to make some new decisions.
Well, we'll see. We'll see over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but I've talked to some hardcore Necron players who said, makes sense, because they didn't change wraiths. People were talking on the internet like, oh, wraiths are fair and balanced. Well, like, people weren't quitting the hobby because of wraiths. So they're not going to just shut wraiths down.
Maybe Satans.
Like, wraiths might be performing as intended. Have you ever thought of that? Mm-hmm. Like, they write the rule and there's obviously an intent. Like, this is what wraiths are supposed to do. So they just might be just doing what they're supposed to do. Right? So now, Thousand Suns, and I got some of this information from OnePlus Saves. He was doing some research for me. He's always said that Thousand Suns actually kind of the kryptonite of Satan. And Thousand Suns have been on the rise. So Thousand Suns might be the biggest winner. They didn't lose anything from their old list and actually got a few more points in most cases. While almost all the competitive meta lists lost some points. Right?
Thousand Suns are interesting.
Yeah. Thousand Suns are interesting. Super complex.
Mm-hmm.
But capable of much power. But also can be played very poorly by accident because of not grokking the mechanics. Mm-hmm. So they are a wild list. A lot of swings. So even my Chaos list, I went and played a Rogue Trader tournament last weekend. Got to take the Lord of Skulls for a spin. Generated some hobby momentum. Got my War Dogs. Got my Hellbrute ready to go. Lined it all up. I'm like, all right, it's not my full list. I got about 1,300 points painted on my real list for October. And then suddenly they're like, we're using new points. And I look and I got like 80, 90 new points in my list.
Nice.
I was like, holy shit.
That's the best feeling.
Yeah. Demon Princess went down. I love those motherfuckers. Hellbrute went down. I'm using that guy too. Fucking Possessed went down. I was like, these are all my units. So what that tells me is a lot of underutilized units went down in points. So making me want to take more of them. That's a good thing. Now, Wyatt, what's the one weird thing that we personally, you're working on Space Marines right now?
Oh yeah, so like, of course the MFM comes out. We're all like, oh man, let's check these Space Marine points, and like, nothing changed except the enhancements to the Ironstorm list, which needed to happen. Ironstorm was pretty oppressive. But then like Eliminators
sees a lot of play.
Got points increases. I'm like, why? Of all of this, like we had like everybody was dooming and glooming on like, oh, you know, like these are gonna go like it's jacked up, like Redeemers are gonna be unplayable and all this stuff. And it's like, no, Eliminators got a little points tweak, and then that was it. And I'm like, what?
Don't worry, there'll be another one.
I'm curious to why
months.
they went up in points. Like we mentioned it earlier in the After Hours. Their mechanic of being able to shoot, fall back into a impulsor, and then shoot again is a cool mechanic and funny and unique, but by no means game breaking.
Like busted.
It's a lot of moving parts to essentially shoot a unit twice. You know, like, so it's a cool mechanic, very neat. Why was this the thing that needed to get messed with? Like, and I don't mean that as like a judgmental way. I mean, like, I'm asking. I wanted, like,
I honestly don't know. Like, so in the pre-show, we were talking about some of the stuff that I expected to happen. And like, I only ever look at points for like what I'm currently using, and then the rest comes later.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you know, one of the things I expected was like the Black Templar vehicle variants to get points increase. Cause like, not every single list, but the majority of Ironstorm lists that we're dominating were using Black Templar rules, because like they just get free multi-meltas on fucking everything, right? And then they're cheaper infantry units like Crusader squads are just really good. So Black Templars was very dominant as far as like basic Space Marines. And then we look at the Black Templars and like, yep, all their vehicles went up, you know, Crusaders or not, Sword Brethren went up, and like, okay, that all of that makes sense, like super understandable. You look at regular Space Marines, you're just like, okay, what went up? Like only Eliminators. Weird.
So weird.
Yeah. So,
well, I think in a lot of cases too, like, you know, it's going to be, they said every 3 months, right? So maybe there's something else on the way. They're like, yo, let's just throw this tweak in here. Or maybe, you know, maybe somebody was butthurt about that particular thing. Or maybe they're just like, nah, we can't not touch them.
maybe they were meaning to. I don't know. Or maybe they know something we don't know. Fuck. But all in all, like, healthy. Like, and all playable still. Like, all playable, all healthy. Even and the Custodies, honestly, are still a big winner because, first off, the index doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. So you can't, you know, like, it's like you can't compare your rules right now to like the past rules. That doesn't exist anymore. These are the only rules you have. And your whole army just went down in points practically. Your whole codex just got cheaper. That's a big win.
I mean, it's a good starting point to build momentum. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how, like, what's their thing now? Like, I haven't even got the rules, the book yet, because everything was delayed. And then all the folks in this area got shorted stuff. So like, I'm going to have to probably buy one online, I guess.
Yo, check out my eBay account. I got 6.
Nice. Thanks. Premium.
I mean, they're handwritten.
Even better. Can I try? I got some ideas about the fly keyword.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm just chilling, having fun, playing the game, having a blast, generating some momentum this spring, getting my fucking army ready to go, just slapping paint, drinking 40s, trying to get ready for the GW US Open with the preposterous. Did you buy that ticket online, Wyatt? You said you did?
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous expense, right? Like, it seems a little pricey, right?
I think it's because you get a lot of like free shit. And because of the way the pod system works, you're actually getting like way more games. I think
Is it like 8? It's like 8 or 9 games, right?
Yeah, it's 8 or 9 games if you choose to continue it. Because I mean, like, really, so they have like day one, right? And then day one is like the seed.
I mean, it's like Nova format. That's like,
yeah, exactly. So like, unless you
which
just
makes
like
sense because the
like
guy who owns Nova is the global event coordinator.
Exactly. So it's like, if you're going to try to win the tournament or like place really high, unless you crush out day one, then like you're not gonna be in the running for that, right? Because unless you're in the top 1 or 2 pods, like it's not happening. So the other pods are just like
it justifies the expense. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's an RTT, you know.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. No, I'm excited because I haven't been to an actual official GW show since Atlanta 2004, Rob.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, dude. Atlanta 2004.
Well, things are, I mean, a bit better, but you know.
Yeah, and I've heard GW swag bags are pretty decent, like Carrico.
Yeah, so I mean, these are I guess like we'll know.
And it's not a trade show or a convention. It's like the company that makes the models show. You know what I mean? So like, haven't been to one of those since 2004. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, so like I'm going to Dallas this month actually for that one, and then I'm going to Tacoma, and I'll have to look at which tickets I bought. So one of them I bought the regular ticket, and then the other one I bought like the VIP ticket just to see like what do you get? Like what's the, because I don't think every single thing that you get is advertised, because they kind of have like, you show up to the event and they have like stuff for you. So I want to see what the end user experience is like with each ticket.
It's exciting. We got a lot of cool hobbying this year, man. Like Wyatt's got the new Beats Lab laid out, back to streaming. We got our new schedule. We've gotten past all of our hiccups, I think, and smooth sailing for 2024, at least for the podcast and playing 40K. Rob says he's coming to LVO next year. He's back. He's ready to fly again.
Let's go.
It's looking good.
That's a believe. What do they call that? Fake news.
Fuck you, man. If you don't come to Vegas, who's going to save the cats? I'm just going to walk around.
I need a video of Rob, like,
I don't have a good answer for you, Kenny.
trying to find the cats.
I'm going to walk around and find all the saddest cats in the alleys and take pictures of them and send them back to you and talk about how nobody's saving this cat.
Nobody.
Then you're going to be like, save that cat. I'm going to be like, who do you think brought this cat to this alley?
This is set up.
I need like a hunting cryptids style video from Rob where he's going to go around and try to find the cat colony at the Rio.
Yeah,
I'm going to combine it with Blair Witch. It's going to be quite the experience.
Kara Quinn says just don't sit next to the door. Bowen is way safer now.
Yep.
God, there's no way we're never getting Rob back on a plane after this Bowen fiasco.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure, dude.
Like we're never getting back on a plane after this nonsense. This is like his nightmare. It's like fucking, he has nightmares unsolicited about being on an airplane and the fucking door flying off. He already has those nightmares.
Oh my gosh.
And now that's happening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did our best to make lemonades out of lemons.
Yeah.
Yes. Sure. I think it was good. We got stuff to say.
Disflex says plain doors are for nerds. That's right, man. All right. Well, Wyatt, you want to take us out of this one?
Rob?
So that's it for this one. Make sure to head on over to thelongwar.net for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.